3, 2,
What's up, Monster? It's your boy Buckmeister, twice the nice that you were used to. Bam, Incredibles 2 review. Anyway, we're here today and we are talking. Yes, that is right. The good Fantastic Four movie. Oh, jokes. So going into this, I was a huge fan of the original movie. I can quote that movie line for freaking line. Honey, where's my super suit? You tell me where my suit is, woman. We're talking about the greater good. You ran out of ice. I thought you could use the water in the air. There is no water in this air. Alright, yeah. I really liked that movie a lot. And it is one of my favorite superhero movies to date. To freaking date, it is one of my favorite superhero movies. So going into this movie, I have high expectations, but at the same time I have low expectations, because one thing I've realized is that you gotta also quell the hype. You can't have too much hype. Alright? Too much hype is bad. It is bad. I mean, Age of Ultron, I think people give it a lot of guff and a lot of gripes and a lot of what because the hype train was too huge. Okay, the hype train was too huge. But anyway, that's another video for another time. If you guys are interested in that, whatever. This is Incredibles 2. So anyway, I'm going into Incredibles 2, and I've got some high hopes, and I've got some low hopes. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the middle, and this is a legit Incredibles fan. And watching the trailers, checking out the trailers. All right, I was here for it because I really do like Mrs. Incredible. I really do like Mrs. Incredible. Mrs. Incredible is, for lack of a better term, incredible. Yeah, so I mean, I'm all for it. I'm all for the girl power. I'm in there, and so the movie opens up really good. I like the opening sequence. We pick up from where we last left off, as you guys can see in the trailer, and things go down. The rule is still that superheroes are outlawed. Suck it, Civil War. Incredibles did it before you did. But anyway, yeah, so they're covering Collateral, all of those things, and yeah. So, and getting into this movie, I'm gonna say this just to cap it off, alright? So, if you want to turn off the review, and you don't want to be listening to this review, and you're feeling like I'm going to be slightly against this movie with what I'm about to say, I'm gonna give you my rating right now. I give this movie an 8 out of 10.
Stop being a damn fool!
Right? An 8 out of 10. So if you don't want to hear anything else about this movie, I'm not going to be talking spoilers. I'm not talking spoilers, but if you don't want to hear any other opinions about this movie, 8 out of 10 is my rating for this movie. And I would suggest friends, family, anybody you know, go check it out. Okay? It's a really good movie. Alright, so let's get into the trigger stuff. I gave a little trigger warning, so you've been warned. You might get triggered. I don't know why, but this is the internet, so I'd rather just have that disclaimer out there. Okay, so getting into this movie, right? The trailers show it. They're gonna focus more on Mrs. Incredible, and I'm gonna say this right now. Not that it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. All right. I'm not saying that this is bad. All right. I'm not saying that this is bad, but it was more geared towards the females in the family, okay? That's just what it is, alright? Like, if you're there for Dash, he's there, and he's Dash, and he's funny, but he doesn't get enough to do, in my opinion. He doesn't get enough to do. I mean, you'll see it throughout the movie, but Dash doesn't get enough to do, and unfortunately, Mr. Incredible doesn't get much to do. You know what I'm saying? Except for the stay-at-home dad stuff, which is it was pretty funny. I enjoyed it. I'm not a dad myself, so I don't know these things, but I have a dad, so that's my relation to that. But it was really enjoyable, and they had family moments and all of those great stuff that was there in the first one. So they had a lot of that stuff too. But in the terms of action, yeah, it's more geared to the females in the family, which made the movie feel a little lopsided in my opinion, because the guys didn't get they didn't get much to do. All right, now I'm not saying they should have done more than the girls. I'm not of that mindset. What they gave the women in this movie to do, especially if you're there for the women, you're gonna be really happy. It was really good action scenes, really well choreographed action scenes. We got to see why Mrs. Incredible or Elastigirl is like, why she's a superhero. You get to see it. You know what I'm saying? But you got to see it in the first one as well. You really got to see it in the first one. But I mean, they do a lot of really cool stuff with Mrs. Incredible and Violet. All right, I'm gonna say that. But it feels like that came at the expense of Mr. Incredible and Dash, and I think that unbalances the movie just a slight bit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I just wanted the guys to have more stuff to do. Not more than the women, but more than they were given. That's just the thing that kind of knocks this movie down for me a little bit. Let's talk villain. Let's talk Screenslaver. So, the running consensus around on the internet for those people who have watched the movie is that Screenslaver is not as good a villain as Syndrome. And I can see both sides of the argument. I'm gonna tell you this. Syndrome was way more charismatic. Syndrome had better dialogue, and Syndrome, you got to see his story expand more. But Syndrome's motives and, Syndrome's end goal really could have been avoided without the whole superhero thing. I mean, supervillain thing. I mean, it's like, look, bruh, you mad because somebody told you no? Really?
I only wanted to help. And what did you say to me?
Fly home, buddy. I work alone.
It tore me apart.
Like, people tell people no all the time in life. It doesn't make them arch nemesises. Like, that was the thing. It's like Syndrome he felt entitled to something he was never entitled to. I'm a fan of a lot of stuff, but just because I'm a fan doesn't mean I get to change the way the story will go just because I'm a fan. Just because I'm a fan of something and it does something I don't like doesn't mean I can, I should go on this whole, I'm gonna take this over and this is mine and mine, only for me. So yeah, Syndrome, really great character, really charismatic character, but if you break down his motive and all of these things that he manages to acquire, does he really have to hold a grudge against Mr. Incredible? Yeah, that's just me. Again, nothing against Syndrome, I like Syndrome, I'm just saying that this villain's motivation, it felt a little bit more coherent. Alright, I mean, you'll see it throughout the story and decide for yourself, because this is spoiler free. But, I'm just saying, the motivation for the villain in this movie, it felt more well-formed and a little bit more realistic. That's just me. Okay? So, yeah, and we'll say this about, the extra cast, some people felt like throwaways, just a couple people here and there, and all of that stuff. And my man Frozone put in work in this movie, though. I mean, that brings the movie up a notch for me, is that my man Frozone put in some work. Like, you get to see Frozone, why this man is top A-class hero, you know what I'm saying? Them threes is the Trinity, you know what I'm saying? These three right here, they the Trinity, boy, for real, for real. Hashtag black superheroes. Stand up. So all in all, great movie. The first one was spectacular and phenomenal. This one is just great, okay? And I know on the internet, that means it sucks. If it's not spectacular or phenomenal, if it's just great or it's just good, it sucks. And I'm a hater and feminist movement, what. Women, I'm here for y'all. I'm here for women superheroes all day. It's just that in the original movie, it felt more of a balance. They felt more of like a family dynamic in the superhero aspect, not just in the regular life aspect, but also in the superhero aspect, because everybody got to do everything and everybody got to do something, rather. Let me say that. Everybody got to do something, and you got to see all of their power showcased, and you got to see them, working together as a unit, whereas this one, it felt like it was more geared towards the females, which I mean is fine, but it lopsides the movie and it kind of messes with the dynamic of the original movie just a little bit, because now, you know, you want to see Mr. Incredible be strong, and I mean, you do get to see it, but like the first one showcased him and his strength for real. You wanted to see Dash run around with the fast thing and actually go one-on-one with another superhero or supervillain, and you kind of get it, but it's like they didn't do enough with it. They didn't do enough with it, in my opinion. All of the stuff that they did with the females was amazing. I loved it, but I just felt like you didn't have to shortchange one for the other, you know? Our attention span is not that short that we can just say, oh, okay, the guys are amazing, let me forget about the women. No, the original Incredibles, the reason why it was so good was because you got to see everybody, and everybody got to play off of everybody, and you got to see their powers, you got to see their skill sets and their personalities, and it never felt like one outshined the other. Now, of course, you can make the argument that the first Incredibles is more focused on Mr. Incredible, but it wasn't really. I mean, it was a big part. He's the catalyst of the story, but after he's the catalyst for the story, everybody gets their place and their time to shine. All right, yeah, and one more thing, like that baby, that baby, woo, that baby. How many, I used to think Superman had a lot of powers. This baby right up there, like, geez, Louise, trees and threes. Like, if that baby grow up, he's a supervillain. He's a supervillain. Like, what the, or he's the world's greatest superhero. That's it. Like, Jack is the ultimate pawn card. Like, everybody was like, okay, secret doomsday device, making superheroes evil, making new supervillains, and the Incredibles just go, Jack. KO. For all of my Yu-Gi-Oh fans, he's that monster card that just has all the stats. Boom! It's like, mic drop, you're done. You're finished, it's over. No, that's my review on The Incredibles 2. Really good, really good, great even. Loved the movie, still love the first one more. Please go check it out. It's worth the money, it's worth the price of admission, if that's what you want to call it. But I like the first one a little bit more, and maybe that's just me, and maybe I have a preconceived bias. Who knows? Maybe you guys know. So leave some comments down below. Tell me if you agree with me, tell me if you don't agree with me. Do not spoil the movie, will block you. Do not spoil the movie, will block you. Please let people go see it and decide for themselves. And for those of you that have seen it and you're watching this, just let me know if you agree with me. Do not put in spoilers and all of that wonderful, beautiful stuff. And I guess I'll see you in another video, because Meisterman's gotta be out. Peace.